You're listening to Rob Fielder on twocountry.net.
Well, Keith Urban and Miranda Lambert, they were at rehearsals, obviously, in that build-up to the big CMA Awards ceremony. Our man in the field was down there. And, well, Keith Urban, Australian. Our very own Ant, Australian. There had to be a connection there. And it was great to be able to talk to Keith and Miranda and find out exactly how the collaboration came to be.
Well, I had this song presented to me, and it was written as a duet. And in the back of my mind, I've always wanted to do a song with Miranda, because we did some shows together a lot of years ago. And she would get up and do a song with us at the end of the night. And I always loved the way our voices sounded together, so I think at the back of my mind, I hoped that one day I'd find a song we could do. And when I heard this song, within seconds, I went, this is the song. So I was hoping she'd like it, and she did.
I loved it, and I went on tour. Keith Urban was my first tour I ever did. Like, went from bars in Texas to his tour and kind of learned the ropes from him. So I've always been such a fan, and so it's an honor for me to get to do a song with him. You know, kind of one of my heroes, and the song is great. And one of the writers on it is a friend of mine, so it was just kind of perfect world.
Well, this collaboration on the brand new single We Were Us was a very different experience for Keith Urban, and he told us how he felt the first time he heard Miranda Lambert's vocals on the project.
I've never done a duet like this before, and I'm glad it was with Miranda. And when she came in the studio and sang on it was one of those moments when, as soon as she started singing, it was just, I was in the control room. I just couldn't believe how perfect her voice was for the song. And then when I heard us sing together, I just thought it was a really beautiful sound. So I'm glad everyone seems to be thinking that.
Shooting a music video to accompany your latest single these days costs hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds and features big stages and lighting rigs and props, extravagant locations. But that wasn't the case for Keith and Miranda when they filmed for We Were Us.
I was playing a show that night, so Miranda flew in, and we spent about 5 hours maybe at this place called Edna's.
Dive bar, total dive bar in Oklahoma City, like the perfect kind of dive bar. Like, I wanted to stay all night, actually. And it was so cool. It was just like a kind of rock and roll vibe, and it was really fun. It was just us and some fans playing music. Kind of a novel idea for a video. Yeah.
Well, we were at the CMA Awards, and, we wanted to know what the CMAs meant to Miranda and to Keith as well. And bear in mind that we were catching up with these guys before the awards ceremony at their rehearsal sessions. We were very lucky to be able to have access to do that. And so there's a lot of background noise going on, as you've already heard. Musicians tuning their instruments and playing to gain their levels. And this is living proof that even the most professional of sound crews can sometimes get it wrong. Just a little bit of feedback in this one.
I mean, every time you come to this award show, the CMAs, it's like being lifted up by people that you admire so much, your peers and people that you work with every day, and getting noticed and getting appreciated when you get nominated, or just coming and getting to perform is people saying, hey, we appreciate what you're doing out there all year and your rolling tour and whatever you're doing. Just getting noticed by people that you respect is there's not another feeling like that in the world.
I love getting to hear everybody sing. I mean,
Me too.
We not only do we get to catch up with everybody who we know, but sometimes only see in fleeting moments like this, but I love getting to hear everybody sing.
Keith Urban and Miranda Lambert, two genuinely nice people that we had the honor of talking to at the CMA rehearsals, the 3 days leading up to the big ceremony. And, we've spoken about the new single, the new collaboration. Let's hear it now. We were able to catch up with Jason Aldean, and we asked him all about what he was going to be performing at this year's CMAs.
We're actually doing Night Train on the show. Got a cool setup on stage, with the box car. Got some cool effects like sparks coming off the rails, that kind of stuff. So I think it's gonna be cool. Well, this is a show that I grew up watching as a kid. Watching the show when I was growing up, and never in a million years thought that I would ever be a part of it in any capacity. So, now to not only be playing on the show, but be nominated for awards and with guys being in the same category with guys like George Strait, who I grew up idolizing. I mean, that to me is it's a big deal. So for me, this is something that I always look forward to every year for sure.
Clearly looking forward to his performance in the lead up to the CMA Awards. We asked Jason who he was most looking forward to seeing perform himself on the stage at Bridgestone Arena.
You know, I like seeing everybody, man. I love watching other people perform. You know, obviously guys like George Strait or, you know, people like that when they're performing, you know, you love seeing those guys because you just don't know how long they're going to want to do it, you know, and so anytime I think you get a chance to see people like that, it's always really cool. But I love watching everybody, you know. I mean, I got a lot of friends, you know, that are artists that I love seeing them perform, and so it's just fun to kind of sit there and take it all in.
The CMAs present a unique opportunity for artists to perform and collaborate with maybe their fellow musicians and singers who they wouldn't generally have a chance of performing with. Jason Aldean is no exception to that, and you know, he's collaborated on his albums, Kelly Clarkson being the most notable. But there are still plenty of artists who Jason would really love to work with in the future. The King being one of them.
You know, I mean, I love working with other artists, but and I've had a chance to do it a lot. But you know, I think there's always people out there that I'd still love to work with. Speaking of George Strait, he's one. I'd love to do something with him. You know, I think there's you know, you look at people like Adele. I think she's phenomenal. You know, I'd love to do something with her. I mean, but you know, I think there's just it's a ton of people, and I think when the right song comes along, you kind of hear whatever artist it is, and you go, man, you know what? It's kind of like when we did "Don't You Want to Stay." Heard the song, and I just felt like Kelly would be great for it. She was just the person that came to mind, and that was kind of how it went down. It wasn't like, okay, Kelly and I need to do a song. Let's go find the song. You know, you find the song first, and you figure out, you know, who you think would sound great on it.
Lady Antebellum, Hillary back in the fold. They were on stage doing their thing, and again, our man in the field was able to catch up with them on day 3 of the rehearsals, the day before the big event. And, well, they were asked exactly what they were going to be performing when they hit that stage.
We are performing our new single, Compass, and it's really high energy, so really interactive between us, so it's going to be a fun performance, you know. I think, you know, a lot of people know us for more of the kind of mid-tempo stuff, and so Compass is a really fun, you know, fun chanting kind of song.
Got some good fan interaction too. You know, we were going to start possibly in the crowd, but I think we're going to end up with some of the fans around, you know, in the crowd as well. And it's just a fun song to involve people. There's a lot of clapping, you know, a lot of haze and, you know, O's and cool parts to the song. So excited to do that on the award show.
Well, regardless of what a lot of people may think of Lady Antebellum's music, they are very proud of the fact that they are a part of the country music fraternity, and they do like to be considered a country group. They're very proud of that. So when asked what the CMAs mean to country as a genre, Hillary Scott took the lead.
The CMA Awards are, I mean, such a huge part of this industry, you know, in country music. I mean, it's one of the most prestigious awards you can win as a country music artist. And so anytime we're nominated, we're very, very grateful. And Video of the Year, this is the first time we've ever been nominated in that category for Downtown. So we're really excited about that. And the vocal group category is just as
yeah.
I mean, it is head to head. It's
competition.
crazy,
Yeah.
but it's always wonderful to be here in Music City in our hometowns and just celebrate country music.
You'd think that with all the rehearsals that lead up to the CMAs, the press releases, the interviews, all the TV spots that these guys have to do, you'd think that it would all be kind of very busy, stressy, right up until the big day. And then the stress would continue as you wait to find out whether you are a winner in your category or not. But if you've kind of ever wondered if the guys have much fun doing the CMAs, Charles Kelly reveals all.
It's fun. I mean, everybody obviously is gone, you know, throughout the year, and so these award shows are a time for you to bond with, you know, the other artists that you're friends with, you know, and it's fun. I mean, it really is a party backstage too. You know, everyone kind of is just catching up, and you know, we always try to. I can always count on Luke Bryan with his dressing room to have a little alcohol in there, so I go in there and we go raid Luke Bryan's dressing room, but yeah, it's fun.
Well, they took to the stage to perform their brand new single, Compass.
ShoeCountry.net. Find us on Facebook and Twitter.